So, hello guys, welcome to Comfy Cozy Up. So yeah guys, I am in Jamaica. So it is hot. I am sweating, but I am at home. So I'm loving every moment of it. So I'm going to be talking about the books I read in August. And I wrote them down because of course, I wasn't going to pack my books and bring them with me. Not doing that. So most of the books I already reviewed them. So, you should check them out. So for right now, I'm gonna start off with sorry, to make sure it's a little weird where I'm angling the camera at because I am in the woods, literally in the woods. So anyway, first what I want to talk about is speaking of summer, and I did a review on that, and it's a story that did not I was disappointed because it didn't reflect the synopsis, and I felt like I was catfish, like I said in that video. But basically it's a story that was more about the woman trying to find herself, and also a story about mental health. However, it was sold as if it was going to be a crime thriller, some kind of psychological story pertaining to crime, but it wasn't. But just watch the video so I talk more about how I felt. That's the best way I could summarize that one. The second one is Lost Children Archive. I'm hoping I don't get attacked by these chickens because they're everywhere. But Lost Children Archive I thought was like interesting. The writing style is definitely a man booker, so I wasn't surprised that it was on the list. But it's also a sad story because it deals with immigration, and these are kids that are what we call lost archive, meaning they're lost children. Either they have sent to America in order for them. Hey, cuz. Hey. They either was sent to America for a better life in terms of their parents may have been in America, or some kind of relative an opportunity, and it turned out to be a total disaster because a lot of times they are caught, they're in these concentrated camp because that's what they are, no matter what people want to say, and sometimes they're released to go back and their parents never see them again. So there's always this story, and in this story you have a couple and they're both journalists, but they focus on different areas, and their kids somehow got sucked into the storyline. I thought it was clever, but it was also sad, and I don't think it's going to be everybody's cup of tea. So you kind of, when you read it, just know that there's that message in it, and that tough kind of thing that we don't want to talk about, but it's a reality. So think of that. The next one is The Revolution of Birdie, Randolph, and I did a review of that as well, and that is a cute YA story. I think it's like a must read. It's a coming of age with a young girl who's kind of finding herself. Hi. Hi. Sorry. So this is a story about a
Miss Gone.
okay. So I am in like a bad spot because people are walking back and forth. So I'm trying to finish this review so I don't have to edit too much. So anyway, what I was saying about The Revolution of Birdie around Randolph, it's a coming of age story. It's about a young girl who is going through that rebellious stage where she's trying to find herself. And in the midst of that, you have family secrets and a new love. The first time she's ever felt that way about a guy. And the story, I really enjoyed it. I thought the secret was very obvious from the beginning, but it's how they unfold the secret that made the story very interesting, and made me want to kept reading it even though I knew what the secret was. I also find that it's like a perfect book for YA audience, especially true YA audience, meaning you are in that age bracket, because it had that message, but that's also realistic because it talks about sexuality, different kind of sexuality, which I find for me as an adult something I haven't dealt with, or not to say that it doesn't exist around me, but I find that when I was that age, it was not discussed. It was more of a secretive thing, and I find this generation now are exposed to these things, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's a learning lesson, something they can get grasp and have this certain kind of tolerance where they can be in an environment with people like this and get to know them and understand why they feel a certain way, and then also that normalcy, because that's the thing, it has that a sense of normalcy in how they dealt with that subject. But I really liked it. I thought the character was very nice. I thought the cover really represented the story, and if you haven't seen the film, I have a full review of that as well. You can go check it out. The next one is Midlife Crisis. Now, guys, first from LaJill Scott, LaJill Hunt. Hey, I have to make sure I say her name right. That book, however, was on a whole nother level for me. Like, it was scandalous. It was juicy. It dealt with stuff that unfortunately is realistic, and but it also had that entertainment value. Like, there's things about it that I find entertaining, and I wanted to read more. And it does depict men trashy, but it's also one of those where in this story the men work. So anyway, so what happened was there's two sisters, and their one sister is approaching 20th anniversary, and what she's dealing with is finding her husband at another family, and she's having to deal with that and decide whether or not is this marriage worth saving, or should she just cut her losses. But something happened where she had to like deal with it. The next one you have is the other sister, who is dealing with multiple men. She doesn't know what she wants, and she can't choose between the men who are literally, especially one of the characters who is trash, and she's also putting herself as the other woman, knowing that her sister is dealing with an infidelity situation. So it was juicy. If you haven't read it, I do think you should check it out. It is a very light read, and it's really good in between like your more serious novels that you might want to read. So the next one is Lanny. Now, I picked this up because it was on the Man Booker, but I didn't really think I was going to enjoy it as much as I did. Oh my god, it was so good. The writing, it was creepy, but it was also entertaining. This is a story that is about a town, and in this town you have this man. He's supposed to be a bit of a myth, but as you're reading, you're getting his interpretation of a family, and they have a son, and the son has this amazing personality where he is weird, but he thinks of all these things and create all these interesting things in his mind. And sometimes you feel it has that magical realism to it, but there's also tragedy in the story, and it was hard for me to really sit down and write a review for this, because I really wanted to do that, because I find that it's one of those books that you just have to approach it knowing very little and take this journey, because it's just something about it, the writing. I was so into how the story was told. Guys, these chickens are getting closer, and they're looking well, they're not chicken, they're roosters, male, And I don't know, maybe I'm talking and it's bothering them. Well, let me finish this video. But anyway, that one is the fourth book I read on the Man Booker, and it's definitely should be in the top 6 so far that I feel. I am for this one. I do find the writing interesting. I do find the storyline interesting, but also sad. I did read the last couple of pages twice, because how the ending was and how you connect the character to the old man and his connection to the town and it was creepy but eerie, but some of the writing was just beautiful. I don't know, I really like this book. I don't know how to really explain it, because it's one of those books that's not that easy to explain, but I really liked it. And then the last one is My Sister the Serial Killer. Guys, you already know how I felt, and it's not the book. I didn't have a problem with the writing. I didn't have a problem necessarily with just the story is all. I had a problem with characters who allow themselves to be constantly used and mistreated. So I struggle with this, because if you know the story, is exactly what it said. My sister serial killer, and a big sister who's constantly having to clean up her sister's mess, and sometimes it to put her in a bad place. I was just not a fan of characters like that. It just made me annoyed, and the whole time I'm reading, I'm just like, oh God, just let me just be finished with the story. I do think though the writing was good, and I can't fault so much. I don't have anything bad to say about the writing, like I said, but it's more of the character. Just that's not my kind of book. I just think I am not the audience for storylines like that. So that is my qualm. I would never tell anybody not to read, because, like I said, I think a lot of people might enjoy this story, but people like me who don't like characters like that, we're gonna struggle with it. Period. So that is all the 6 books, and I survived in the heat and the roosters, which I'm going to show you guys in a minute where they're at, and they kept coming closer. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and have a good day. So by the way, I'm going to probably try to record maybe one more video out here, not today, but like while I'm in Jamaica, because I just think it's just something to do while I'm here at home, even though it's not for, good thing. But I'm also doing a vlog, so you get to know why I'm actually in Jamaica. So thanks for watching, guys, and have a good day. And check out these freaking roosters. Hey, buddies. No? Oh my goodness.